how it starts, and I think what's really tricky is that it starts off very similar to kennel cough. And kennel cough is something that's been around for a really long time. We have a vaccine for it. And those patients present with a cough, typical kennel cough. They'll cough for a week to 10 days, and then it resolves on its own. Typically doesn't require any sort of antibiotic therapy, sometimes a cough suppressant to help out. But that's generally what we've seen historically. And now what we're seeing is they present very similarly, where they'll have those same symptoms, that cough, that sometimes is a wet cough, maybe they'll have eye or nose discharge, but then it progresses and it gets much worse and the cough doesn't resolve. They end up getting a pneumonia. And when they get pneumonia, they become oxygen dependent and respiratory distress. They'll require really aggressive antibiotic therapies, multiple different antibiotics. A lot of times, what we're seeing, so we're an emergency and referral center, we'll see them in that pneumonia stage. So we're having to hospitalize them in either oxygen cages or on what's called high flow oxygen, which is high velocity oxygen going in through a nasal cannula to help them breathe. And if we can get them through that pneumonia stage, that cough is then lingering afterward for, at this point, an unknown amount of time, because we're still seeing rechecks of those cases and they're still having ongoing therapies with oral antibiotics and ongoing treatment, and it's not really resolving or responding that great. So we're looking into a lot of different treatment options that are a little bit out of the normal. We're looking into different bacterial infections and sending samples out to a lab at New Hampshire, the veterinary diagnostic lab in New Hampshire, to help see if they can isolate if it is a bacteria. But so much is unknown about it right now. Isolating your dog, not letting them go to dog parks, grooming, boarding, anywhere where there's a high volume of dogs in an area in a shared space. That's where we're seeing a majority of these dogs coming from that are very sick from this.